gazebo. Up on the second story, you got a 6-person jacuzzi. You see that staircase leading up to that 6-person jacuzzi? That's real 24-karat gold inlay. Because why not? Right? When you're worth $4.5 billion, you can do things like that. But just because he was rich doesn't mean he was a bad person. He was very generous with his money. He donated when he passed away more than half of what was his. His last big donation was that house. When he passed away in his will, he said, whatever house I own, auction it off, split the money up amongst all kinds of charities, and they wound up getting $17 million for that one. Left-hand side, this is the Harry Potter house, another house that Mr. Huizinga owned. He bought this one for his niece Holly for her wedding present.
Wow.
How many of you got a $22 million house for your wedding present? With your hands up, I want to be your. Switching over to the right-hand side, this house is owned by the Bell family, founders of Taco Bell. Got a couple nice cars there in the driveway, nice boat out back. The house is for sale. They were asking $9 million, and it's funny. They're selling the house because Mrs. Bell said it was too hot down here in South Florida. They're packing their stuff up and moving back to Arizona. I don't know, people say, oh, it's the humidity. Yeah, it's hot for 115 degrees, 115 degrees. I don't care where you are. Teal house on the left-hand side may look familiar to some of you. Anyone ever seen the movie Cape Fear with Nick Nolte? He was doing his two favorite things down here. He was drinking and driving. He could not leave the county. So they fooled you all into thinking you were on the Cape Fear River up in the Carolinas. A lot of scenes were filmed at that house as well as on the New River down here. Try to make up for some lost time. Coming up here on the right-hand side with this white and green boat floating in the water right there. This is the kitchen house. If you walk in those French doors, you make a left-hand turn, you will be standing in the 1,800 square foot kitchen. So funny, because we'll see them sometimes if they're cooking and the lights on, running back and forth trying to do stuff in the kitchen. Left-hand side, we got the treehouse, and I'm not talking about the actual treehouse, the one to the right of the treehouse. See the tree in the middle of the house? The tree was there before the house, and the owner that bought that piece of property, he did not want to cut that tree down. So they had the guys build the house around the tree, which was pretty cool. And that's a dogwood tree in the center of that house. You guys, you can tell it's a dogwood tree if you just go up to it. You gotta look at what kind of bark it has. That would have been so much funnier had you seen Trader King.
Lauderdale.
They only get worse.
Arena.
People, so start there. Anyone looking for a good deal here on the New River? Anyone? Right-hand side, those green condos. You can pick one of those up for $27,400 back in 1972 when they were built. Today they're in the upper 300,000s for